guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an incredible day today. For this week's video, we're going to put a pause on baking, and I'm starting a brand new series called Figurine Painting. So I know you guys love baking, but we're gonna continue that from next week. Now, figurines, if you are not familiar, are basically small statues like this one over here. They are sometimes made from clay, sometimes from glass, plastic, all sorts of materials, mainly glass though. I think this one that I have is glass. So I don't really have that many figurines, but you can find them from like your local Dollarama. That's where I got mine from. So I just have a few for now, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So I have this one. It's a mushroom house, and I also got this frog figurine. They look nice, but I guess they're not painted so well. And I also have this little bear looking figurine, and it has like a little wiggly head because it's connected to a spiral. But overall, they're not bad. I love the variety that there are. I got I got these three from the garden section. As you can see, this bear has like a little wiggly head because it's connected to a spiral. But I got my figurines from my local Dollarama from the garden section. You can definitely have figurines for decorating your shelves. There are figurines for the garden and many other designs and animals and, you know, just many different things. So I'm thinking which one I should paint for today's video, and I think I'm gonna go with the frog one just because I'm not really sure what to do with the mushroom one or with the bear one. I think I'm just going to go ahead and paint the frog for today's video and just paint the others maybe in the upcoming videos. So, as you can see, the frog is painted, but it's not painted that well. All of them are kind of just painted very quickly. They're very messy. They have paint kind of all over, bleeding onto other areas. And I'm not really sure, you know, if I can manage painting on them because they seem like they're glass. So it's going to be my first time. So if I hit some mistakes or if I hit like, I don't know, a dead end with this, you guys have to bear with me. Hopefully we'll have everything go smoothly. So there's like a little sticker at the bottom of it, so I did manage to remove that. But we're going to now assess this figurine that I have. So it's not bad. I love how it has little texture, but I'm not sure how that's gonna work when we paint the frog. Overall, I think it is though a little dull. It's not colorful. It doesn't look happy and fun and bright. It's kind of just like covering its eyes, and the mouth is kind of just white. I'm really thinking to add lips to this frog and make it colorful and shiny, and I don't know, just try to like make the hands show a bit more. The hands are kind of blending in with the face, so I'm definitely going to paint over this with a white coat and then paint over that. So I'm getting started with the white coat here. I wasn't really sure whether the paint was going to dry fast or whether one coat or how many coats I would need in order to cover the whole surface. But I did want to just start fresh, start with a white surface, just so that, you know, none of the colors were like bleeding out or were showing when I decided to paint my next color. So I'm just painting all over that with a white coat. I managed to do this twice, so 2 coats were enough. As you can see, 2 coats were enough, and this is when the 2 coats were dried, and the texture is still there, but the cracks are getting filled, which I'm not sure, I guess I'm happy with. And now I'm going to paint the background of the frog. I decided to paint it a light blue color. I actually wanted to paint it like a sky bluish color, but I realized that my white paint was limited, so I was like, oh, instead of going and getting more, I'm just gonna kind of change plans. So the blue did end up being a bit darker, but I was painting it and it was so satisfying. As you can see, The surface was being covered very well, and the white coat that I painted really helped. And now I'm just smoothing out the white, and I'm clearing up the edges. As you can see, the dragonfly, the edges were, they had the blue remnants, so I was just trying to paint over that in white just to get it back to its original white color before I decided to paint that. And then I'm adding these white parts to the feet just to show that little thin part that the frogs have on their hands and feet. And this was the not final look, but the background color look. And now I'm just painting the mouth white because I kind of forgot to leave it out when I was painting everything blue. And I was like, if I try to paint the mouth pink or red, I'm not sure how that's gonna look if the blue's there. So I just went ahead and I just cleared out the blue from there. And as you can see, I painted the whole mouth white, even though it was kind of just one coat, but that was better than nothing. And then here I'm just using darker blue just to create some shadows and some dark parts because it did look just flat. It didn't look like it had, it was 3D or that it had shadows. Now I'm just clearing up that edge that I kind of messed up on, and that kind of didn't look like a shadow. So I'm just using my lighter blue to color that part in, and yeah, just fix my mistakes because there's going to be a lot of mistakes and a lot of edges that I'll need to clear up. And I'm doing the same thing on the back and on the hands and on the eyeballs, just adding some color and some depth to it. And then I did the same thing at the bottom there, since he was sitting down and the feet were, all the way down. Obviously, there needs to be like a huge shadow there. You may not see it here, but overall it did look good after it was done. As you can see, the shadows really help bring out like the shape and the 3D effect of it. And now I'm going to go ahead and paint the dragonfly. So I decided to paint it like a pinkish, yellowish color. I was double-minded whether I should paint this part black or like a color. I went with painting it pink, just as I would with the wings. I didn't want to have like a very dark black body for the dragonfly, even though dragonflies usually have like a darker body. But there I used light pink, and I wanted to mix it in with yellow, but the pink kind of dried quite quickly. So I started adding a bit more white, a bit more pink, just playing around, and I did some of it off camera as well. And as you can see, it blended in a bit better, and I'm just clearing out the edges that the color leaked on. As you can see, the colors are blended in nicely, and now I'm just adding the eyes. And then after doing the nostrils, I got this idea of just adding some designs to the body. So I added these lines, but I wasn't happy. I was kind of annoyed because they didn't come out. The brush that I had, it wasn't thin enough, so I just cleared out the areas, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to grab a permanent marker and do the designs on the on the dragonfly with a permanent marker because I don't have metallic or acrylic pens. So until then, I'm going to use a permanent marker, and it worked perfectly. I was really happy that I decided to add these designs because the cracks were already there. So I was like, let me just fill it in with a design. And now I'm doing the mouth. I was planning to just cover the whole white part. Obviously, we didn't want any white part. And I'm trying to add like a darker red or like a darker pink to the inside of the mouth because, as you know, the more back you go, the darker it gets. And then finally I was done, but I just wanted to add a bit more design to the frog. So of course I'm going to add the signature, the little prints that frogs have, or some frogs, I guess, and geckos have. So I was adding these little white spots on top of his head and on his back, and then I added some on his stomach. And this is the final look, guys. I am in love. I love how it turned out. It's beautiful. There are little spots on his head. You can tell his hands are on his eyes. Things are not so blended and so dull anymore. And this is his back. It's beautiful. I totally would prefer this over the first look, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you guys in my next video. Bye, and make sure to leave a like. Bye.
Hey guys, it's me, Freddy the Frog.